So you want to edit faster, but don't want to spend all this time and money on these devices that claim to speed up your workflow? Well, good news. All you need is a keyboard and some shortcuts. Now I know what you're thinking. Dolly, they're spread all over the place. Well, allow me to fix that. Presenting one-handed keyboard shortcuts. Hey, I'm Dolly from Dolls to Films, a wedding video production company established in 2018, and damn near since then, I've been using these shortcuts on every single project. I don't have to move my hand or look at my board ever. It's all muscle memory. So you want to learn more? Let's hit it. We're gonna split this video up into 3 chapters, 1 being the base level, 2 being while you hold the control key, and 3 while you're holding the shift key. So let's start with WASD. For all my gamers out there, we've got shuttle right, insert, mark in, and mark out. This is where my hand and my fingers just rest naturally. And I use this mostly to cull through clips, since that's the majority of what I'm doing with keyboard shortcuts. Check it out here. Q and E. Now there's another way to cull through footage, and it's with ripple trim. Instead of going through each clip individually and inserting it down, you can just drag all of them and slap them onto the timeline and then just kind of ripple through all of them that way. R. R stands for rename. I know, crazy, but sometimes I like to keep the original files the way that they are, and then I'll change them once they're actually in the project. This is just way faster than having to like go through that whole menu. That sucks. F. This is for clear. So basically a delete key that's within reach. Let me know in the comments if you got the reference of F being delete. T. T stands for text. Yeah, this one's a bit of a reach, but it's an essential. At least for me making videos like this one, so check it out. C and V. This is for the razor and selection tool. I feel like I use these more than ripples, but that might be because I've assigned them to my mouse, so it's just great to swap between tools very quickly. Check it out here. X. I chose X as my enable or disable key. I like to think of it like I'm Xing it out, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to make sense of why certain keys are certain things. So why no Z? Look, I don't know what it is, but I struggle to hit that key for some reason, and I always just miss. I don't know why Control Z is so much easier than just hitting Z. I don't know. If you come up with something, go ahead and let me know in the comments if you got a solution for that one. But moving on. 1, 2, and 3. So 1 is maximize or restore window. This is one of my most used shortcuts because I like to keep everything in one workspace, but sometimes I need to see everything. Sometimes there's like a list going through things in the project, things like that. So I can just blow up the whole window to taking up the entire screen, and I can just access things a little bit easier and then click back out of it and I'm back to my workspace. 2 is toggle full screen. So simple enough, when I want to watch something back, I just hit 2, takes up the whole screen, I press play. Yeah. 3 is for add marker. Double hitting add marker opens up the window for it so you can give it a description and stretch out the marker if you want. I use markers a lot, so this is an absolute essential for me. Moving on to the hold control level. Obviously S and Z for save and undo. Of course, you have to have these two. I mean, and it's like a universal keyboard shortcut across your whole computer. So like, I'm not gonna change that. A, C, and V. So select all, copy, and paste. Again, these are all universal shortcuts, so I don't want to be changing anything. I just wanted to showcase them here just so that you know. Q and E. Go to previous marker and go to next marker. I like these since ripple is like the 2 above it. So like you kind of, like with ripple, you kind of jump, you know, either way. So I liked to hold control and have those same keys. Again, it's kind of a muscle memory trick, just like the whole jumping aspect for me. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they're up from the 2 keys that I typically use that it feels more like I'm jumping. R is render entire work area. You can use render in to render out, I guess, but for me, that's just another thing to set up, and I guess when I'm already just rendering the entire space and I don't need it to get to a certain point, I can just cancel it and it'll still have the other things rendered, so I don't know. I guess it's up to you on which one you prefer. Moving on to the shift level of keyboard shortcuts, let's just address the elephant in the room, and that is Shift K, which is just keyboard shortcuts. It's much easier to get to them from here than to have to go through the whole menu again. But the rest of these are just labels. There are just so many different color labels that I decided to make an entire layer just dedicated to them. It's so annoying to, again, go through that small list and click exactly what you want. And at this point, I remember where they all are, so just go in an order that makes sense to you. You could also easily make them hotkeys like on my Stream Deck, which I may do here in the future, but I don't know what else I'd put in the shift key layer of keyboard shortcuts. So I think it would actually be faster not to do that. But if you're the kind of guy that wants to do that, absolutely go for it. I might still do it either way, just to see. But anyways, that's it. There you have it. One-handed keyboard shortcuts that'll speed up your workflow without breaking the bank. If you found this helpful, smash the like button and subscribe so you don't miss more content like this. I'm Dolly from Dollars for Films, and I'll catch you in the next one.